That was an incredible performance by the Bedunkadoos. Can we get another hand up? That was a performance even Rami Malek would be proud of.
You sure would, Kunal. So in the interest of keeping things succinct, we're going to go ahead and keep moving. But I will say that if you thought those Twitter pearls were high yield you got before intermission, you just wait until you see the MS3s who have been, or I guess now rising MS4s who've been on the wards for a year now.
So, without further ado, introducing the MS3s, the MS4s.
All right. Settle down. Welcome to the first application phase class meeting of the year. All right, who's excited for application phase? Me neither. Well, let's back up. Who knows what application phase is? Me neither, but that doesn't matter. Let's get started. So, if you could go ahead and pull out your iPads that we made you buy. I know you all thought that they were free, but we've been increasing the tuition every couple of weeks for the past few years to pay for some great initiatives like the iPads, as well as, well, I have no idea, but pull out the iPad and download the 3 apps that you'll need to check in for attendance. Make sure you get them, they have to be done in sequential order, but then you have to enter your PID in reverse sequential order. It's really quite simple, but okay, the app is not working, so we'll try it again next month, the exact same way, and just hope it works next time. So let's get started with this meeting. So I'm Dr. Jealous. I'll be running today's class meeting. You know, since the beginning of medical school, you guys have been quite overwhelmed with a huge team of advisors and supporters who are here for your beck and call. I know they keep coming up here on stage and saying who they are and what they can do for you, and you're like, wow, I'm so overwhelmed, there's so many resources. Well, we are a public medical school, so there's not that many resources, but we do have a few. So in this first class meeting of the year, we're going to bring people up and they're going to tell you what they can do during this busy application phase. So let's start with our financial advisor.
I'm just here to kind of let you guys know what to expect for application phase in terms of how to budget. So we're just going to go over your upcoming expenses. So if you look at the slide on the screen, you'll see, you know, I know step 1 was pretty expensive, but this year you're going to take 2 exams, and you're all really excited. Step 2 CS really gives you the opportunity to see just the worst neighborhoods of Houston. It's really, you know, and hopefully you budgeted enough for a plane ride and a hotel and everything. Other things I really want to mention here, UWorld, we won't be paying for that for this year, but we'll probably pay for it for the class below you. We're working with our class presidents to see if we can get a deal for you, so maybe it'll only be $400 in your soul. Make sure, you know, I know a lot of you thought that you were in Central Campus, but really it's so important that you budget for gas this year because, you know, Central Campus also means, you know, Greensboro and Wilmington, and make sure that you have enough money and that you bought that car that you're required to have for 3rd year. Okay? Oh, is there a question? Question?
How are we expected to pay for this?
Oh, it's all included in your financial aid. Loans, you know, your financial aid, you know, credit card loans, loans from your parents, financial aid, you know, federal loans, your great aunt, pawn shops, you know, any other types of areas you can think of. So, you know, another question that we get all the time is, how do you budget for this kind of year? So we just have some tips and tricks for 3rd year budgeting. First of all, you can save money during surgery on food because you really there are always graham crackers and peanut butter and ginger ale available in the hospital. If you're interested in that, you can cut out on dining expenses because you will not have time to go out to eat for sure. I really recommend you all walk to the hospital. You know, we talk about wellness all the time. It's a great way to incorporate, you know, financial wellness with physical wellness, so you're getting your exercise and saving money, especially walking all the way from Durham where the rent's cheaper. And then, why pay rent when you can just live in the hospital? There's a comfortable 45-degree room with a bed, guaranteed electricity. I mean, during these hurricanes, you never know what's going to happen, so it's kind of nice to have that guarantee. And lastly, you can save water on your save money on your water bill by showering in AquaGuard. It's good enough for surgery, so why not for your shower? All right. Good luck, everyone. If you need to find us, we're in Bondurant Hall, down the hall, past the elevators, around by the water fountain. Take a left, and then you can't miss us. We're right in there. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Finances. Now we're going to have two different wellness advisors from two different departments in the hospital come on up and talk about ways to stay well during the busy application phase.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Dr. Bun. We all know that listening to classic rock in the OR is super sweet and all. I got a couple tips for y'all on other ways that you can stay well in med school. First off, you gotta do something every day. Can't take any days off. Number two, find yourself a partner. Yeah, man, I mean, we all know that, like, working out alone is super fun and all, but, like, when you're with someone else, it can be really exhilarating. Number three, two-a-days. Yeah, bro, I mean, you gotta work out before you get to the hospital and after you get there. Number four is you gotta get that heart rate up. If you're sitting there in the 110s, you're not doing anything. And finally, you gotta switch it up a little bit. Show me that variety in your routine. If you don't have that, you're gonna get bored.
All right, thank you, Dr. Bone. Very well said. It's really great how you put all those words together to make those sentences. Next up, we have someone from the urology department who's going to share some more ideas on wellness.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Boner, and I'm here from the urology department. I'm going to give you a couple of ideas about wellness from the urology perspective. Well, first, you're going to want to do something every day. Never take a day off, and, you're always going to, never give up. The next thing, you're going to want to find a partner. I mean, you can have fun doing things by yourself, but really, it's sharing that experience with someone else that's going to help you get where you're trying to go. And if you can squeeze it in, you're going to want to try and do 2 days. Maybe one time in the morning before you get to the hospital, and then again at the end of the day after you get home. And you're going to want to keep your heart rate up, because if you're not working hard, you're not going to get anything out of it. And, that last thing, you're going to want to add some variety into your routine. And if you don't mix it up, you're going to get bored. But anyway, thank you. That's what I've got for you.
Thank you, Dr. Bone and Dr. Boner, for those healthy, fun wellness ideas. All right. Well, this year, you all in the application phase will have the experience of going through some RICE sessions. No one really knows what RICE stands for. Maybe the facilitator can shed some light on that. But these sessions have been found to be both diagnostic and therapeutic for many of you. We would like to show you in this first meeting what an exemplary example of RICE should look like in the form of RICE School Musical.
Everyone for that. Welcome to RICE, also known as the really intense complaining exercise. We aim to have an experience where you can share your feelings in whatever format you desire. That would be something like a 23-word poem, a 59 story, maybe through song. Would anybody like to share anything?
Yeah, hi. Hi, my name's Jess. I'm an application phase student. So honestly, I'm on surgery right now, and I'm so tired of the hours. You know, there's so many times when I just want to turn to my resident and say, let me go. Let me go, let me go. Don't hold me here anymore. Let me go, walk out that door. I don't care. I wanna do family med anyway.
Hi, I'm Natalie, and I'm an application phase student. You know, I totally agree with Jess. I feel like I don't have time for anything anymore, particularly dating. You know, I have given up so much for this school. These are my prime dating years.
And for the record, the school of medicine can't formally ask you to do that.
I just don't know what people are looking for, you know? It says right there on my Tinder profile, I will be a doctor someday, probably. You know, I'm a freaking cash cow if you ignore the whole loan part of the situation. I just want a date, or maybe two, but I would settle for one, you know?
Hi, my name is Lee, and I'm an application phase student. You know, I've just got a complaint about these ridiculous questions that the attendings keep asking me on rounds. I mean, stuff like, how do you treat pneumonia? Or like, can you interpret this EKG? Like, how do they expect me to know that? Like, I don't know, it's just crazy. I feel like they just wake up in the morning trying to come up with the hardest questions. They just keep asking themselves, we will pimp you. We will pimp you.
Sounds like you guys are handling third year so well.
Hi, I'm Em. I'm an application phase student. I just don't understand what you all are complaining about. I'm on CBLC, and app phase has been a total breeze. I wake up at 10 a.m. 4 days a week. I work out, I knit. I had time to volunteer for the animal shelter, and I found my new soulmate Fido. Oh my God. Anyway, I just think that you guys should learn about my favorite phrase, my 4 favorite letters. Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. CBLC, ain't no glory days. It means no worries, 4 months out of the year. It's our problem-free, rotation-free, Hakuna Matata.
All right, well done, students. Really excited to hearing more of your deepest, darkest inadequacies in your next session of Rice. Imposter syndrome, anyone? All right, well, you know, I actually have an idea of my own before we move on. I thought it would be a good idea to take those attendance quiz code words and make a little poetry for the next Rice session. What do you guys think? Do you want to hear a poem I wrote? All right, can we dim the house lights for this one, please? Hope. Lizard. Itchy. Intern. Papaya. All right, that's just me. Thank you, I wrote that myself. We're gonna hear from next the Student Affairs Office, so welcome them on up.
Hey, y'all. Now, I know everyone is concerned about the upcoming Snow-a-Hilla Hurricanado in a couple of days. But let me remind everybody that none of y'all are essential personnel. Literally, nobody cares if none of y'all show up in the morning. Actually, nobody cares about y'all anyway. Never mind. Well, on another note, we received over 35,000 student complaints last year. We polled a couple of people in the class above y'all of real things that real attending said to real application phase students. And of course, followed up with the line, "Don't report me." Here are just a few of those comments.
On my surgery rotation, I decided to help rounds go faster by keeping incentive spirometers in my white coat pocket. One morning, my attendant came up to me and asked, "Is that an incentive spirometer in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?"
As an icebreaker on site, our attending asked each of us to say our name and how many pounds of marijuana are acceptable to find in one's own daughter's purse.
20 minutes into an X-lap, my attending told me I was retracting like a girl. Towards the end of the surgery, he looked up at me and said, "You're retracting a lot better. You're at a gender-neutral level now."
On day one of my surgery rotation, my friend gave me a chair to sit in at the opposite side of the workroom and told me to sit there until spoken to.
On my surgery rotation, my fellow asked me, "Did your mom drink alcohol when she was pregnant?"
We were scrubbed in for a Whipple. I stayed up all night studying anatomy, ready for any question the day would bring. Instead, my attending just kept asking me who the artist was playing in the background. He told me I had to study more.
General surgery.
On the last day of my 4-week medicine rotation, my resident asked me, "What's your name again?"
On CVLC, my attending asked me what languages I spoke. I said French, Portuguese, even a little Arabic. She said, "Why don't you speak any of the useful ones?"
We were in the MICU when my attending asked me a question. When I paused for a second, he said, "Based on your facial angina, I'm going to assume you don't know the answer."
I walked into the OR, scrubbed and ready to go. My attending had just finished putting on sterile gloves. She crumpled the paper and threw it towards the trash can and hit me instead. She looked me dead in the eye and told me to re-scrub and to pay more attention next time.
On my surgery rotation, my resident asked me where I grew up. I eagerly said a small town in rural North Carolina, and she said, "That makes sense."
On my pediatrics rotation, my resident told me to try a Xanax sometime.
All right, so a group of med students and I were standing in the hallway discussing our patients, and my attending walked right past us and said, "Don't be a thrombus."
All right, thank you for sharing. Thank you. It's too real. Too real. For our last part of the class meeting, we're going to have a couple of students who just finished application phase share a song with you about their experience.